Hi, my name is Julie Daly. I am the director here at Southern Performance Volleyball Club. We are a volleyball organization that trains young ladies ages 8 through 18 the game of volleyball here in Irondale, Alabama. At Southern Performance, we have different divisions. We have a college prep division, a scholastic prep division, and a youth academy. Our college prep division is comprised of young ladies ages 15 through 18, usually 9th through 12th grade. Our scholastic prep division is our middle schoolers, 7th and 8th grade, and our youth academy is 12-year-old and under. What we do here at Southern Performance is we run a master coach system. So in every one of our gyms, we have a coach who has over 1,500 hours of training at the Great Lakes Center. Those coaches actually run the gym or the practice gym, and that's for college prep, scholastic prep, and youth academy. Within that gym, there's also a technical director, as well as their court coach or their team coach. So on any given night, you're going to have 3 coaches for sure that's making sure your daughter's being trained well. But in a gym with 5 courts, 2 teams training at the same time, then you've got the possibility of 10 to 15 coaches in a gym training your child. We actually have a very specific way we train, which is a sports performance method of training. And whether you're 8 or you're 18, you're going to get the same exact training. It doesn't matter if you're playing number 1 team or a number 5 team. It's the exact same level of training. The only thing that's going to change is per age level. It's going to become more intense and more technical. I'll give an approximation. We'll have all the information up on the information packet that will be on the website as well along with this video. Youth Academy usually runs around $800 to $1,000 depending on the age level and the little bit of travel. They travel regionally. Our scholastic prep divisions usually run, if it's a red division, it may run closer to $3,000. That is going to include everything though. So what we do here is that we don't say this is the base cost and you come back later and then you choose your uniforms and then you choose your tournaments and who knows what your final cost is going to be. When you get our cost, everything's included. So that includes your child being signed up with JVA insurance, their individual registration through AAU, their uniform package, their full uniform package, which includes shoes, knee pads, spandex, their jersey, their warm-ups, their backpacks, everything is included in that, as well as all of their hours of practice, their registrations for tournaments, everything is included. So when you get that price, that's everything. You don't have to worry about what's going to be added on to it. The only cost that you'll incur as a parent is your own personal travel cost. We actually help you with that too. So if we try to let parents know, that we know that travel volleyball is expensive. So we provide a service of taking the players ourselves to tournaments. We have actually probably about 40% that travel with the club. So at the beginning of the parent informational meeting, Coach Melissa, who runs our scheduling and travel, she'll let you know the cost of each tournament. You'll sign up for it, and then before each tournament, you'll pay for your daughter to travel to those tournaments. During the times that the kids travel with the club, they're watched constantly. So you have a technical director, your master coach, and the court coach that are in charge of those kids when they travel with the club. What we do here is we just provide a great training environment. So the hot spots of volleyball college recruiting is the Midwest, California, Texas, Florida, some on the North and South Carolina side. Over 75% of college Division I scholarships, Division II scholarships come from those basic areas. So we're at a huge disadvantage here in the South as far as players getting recruited. It's exactly why we implemented a systematic approach to training to be more in line with the clubs in the Midwest. What we do is the way that we train kids, we train them all, again, no matter what age, we're training them in an environment that's going to prepare them to play college. Most of our kids start playing here and they just love the game. They love playing. They start really thinking about it playing in college because they get better. And that's even when it gets more fun, the better you get at the game. You can't just walk onto a court, have a hitting line, a serving line, and scrimmage and expect that you have the opportunity to play collegiately. So we're putting the girls in a situation to to always get better, to always progress. Then as they get into their 8th and 9th grade years, they start seeing how that's paying off, and they're able to compete against kids in very competitive programs across the country, and then the recruiting process starts. So we provide recruiting informational meetings for parents. We talk in depth with our players 9th grade through 12th. We have recruiting videos. That's part of a service here that we do. We also have extensive relationships across the country with college coaches, a great network, and we've, over the last 10 years of scholarships, we've had 90 girls that have received collegiate volleyball scholarships from Team Sting, Southern Performance, which we are now. So we always encourage the girls, whether or not you want to play in high school and be the best high school player you can be, or you want to be a collegiate athlete, you don't train any differently. What I always tell parents to do is, when you're spending between $1,000 and $3,500 for your kids to play volleyball, for me, and I'm a parent too, I had a daughter that played at the University of South Florida, and I have a daughter right now that's a setter at the University of Kentucky. So speaking as a parent, if I'm going to spend this money, I want to be assured that my daughter is getting the correct training. The first thing that I would ask parents to do is I think they should investigate the biography of the director or the assistant director of the club that they're looking at. I feel that a director or an assistant director cannot lead a child if they've never been there. So I really encourage the parents to look and see what the director's done with volleyball, what their intentions are, what their background is, their experience level. What we try to do here, one of the big things we do is try to create a very much a family environment. So we're not team oriented. You don't have to worry about what coach you're getting or who you're getting. We want a club atmosphere. When we go to tournaments, our kids all cheer for each other. They all know each other. Our 12-year-olds know our 18-year-olds. They look up to them. So we try to create that atmosphere of fun but intense training and progressing all the time. In the college prep division, we know that kids are playing volleyball for two different reasons. So they're either trying to decide if they're good enough to play college, or they may just decide that they want to be the best high school player they can be. So we offer a blue division, which is less travel, shorter season, getting the same exact training, just in a shorter amount of time, but the exact same training. Our red division is a longer training period. Again, they start earlier, they finish later, and theirs is a hefty travel schedule. We actually call it a recruiting schedule. So we try to put those players that have already determined that they'd like to play collegiately, or they have goals or dreams of playing college volleyball, in a situation where they're at the best tournaments, being in front of college coaches. Our blue division players, we put them in as equal a competitive situation with other teams and other clubs around the country of players that also want to be the best high school player they want to be, but hadn't quite yet decided that they want to play collegiately.
Hi, welcome to Southern Performance Volleyball. I am Melissa Gilbert. I'm the director of the Youth Academy program here at Southern Performance Volleyball. Our Youth Academy consists of all 12 and under players. We have in-house leagues, we have national team, regional team, and we have clinics and camps that run year-round with those age groups. When you do come to tryouts, it's basically an evaluation for Youth Academy. We do not cut any players. We'll find a spot. We'll have enough teams between practice, regional, local, and national teams. We don't cut anyone at the 12 and under age group. Our 10 and under focus on fundamentals, throwing, catching, movement, agility that helps prepare them for really any sport as they develop. So it works with fun mechanics of movement. They incorporate ball, the light ball, the lower net, and then they gradually progress into the 12 and under that implements more volleyball skill and gets them developmentally ready for the next step in volleyball. Our Youth Academy, we encourage and have all players play all positions at this age. They learn passing, serving, setting, digging, hitting. We don't want them to specialize too early. They will gradually start specializing in their sport as they enter the scholastic prep. 800 to 1,000 for our teams, and then our practice players and in-house will be 400 to 600 depending on the hours that they choose to participate. A big difference, our fees that may be different from other places is that includes your what we call our Mizuno packet. which can vary between $300 and $500 depending on your team, but that is included in our season price, and that helps spread out the payments. But that includes your shoes, knee pads, practice shirts, spandex, warm-up shirt, in some cases warm-up pants, everything but your travel is included in that base price. The tournaments, they will get 50% playing time. They will play all the positions. Their travel consists of a regional schedule, so 2 or 3 in Birmingham, Nashville, Knoxville. That ranges as far as they go. Yes, common misconception is that, you know, we're so strict that we don't allow, but we actually encourage kids at young ages to play multiple sports. It'll help with their development in volleyball, their coordination, their movement, all of that. So especially with our youth academy, we work with missing practices for basketball. We have makeup practices. Our schedules are a little bit later in the evening to usually accommodate the after-school practice for school sports. We're going to be offering, we have practice players that can practice 2 days a week or 1 day a week, depending on their choice, and it's a different price. So if they want to play basketball, but they want to train for volleyball, they can still come in and practice, and their weekends will be free for their school sports. Same with softball. We're going to look into an in-house league that would run in 4-week increments in the winter and 4-week increment in the spring to also accommodate multi-sport players. So as long as you present, hey, my child's in basketball, right on their tryout sheet, we'll work and accommodate that and encourage the multi-sport athlete at this age.
As a parent talking to another parent, I just want you to remember that, you know, these are formative years, and here at Southern Performance we try to offer more than just volleyball. So we want to make sure that the young ladies are becoming the best character-driven kids that they can be. We want to make sure that they are learning discipline and responsibility. We want them to be held accountable for how they dress and how they act, and we just want to become an extension of you as a parent, leading these kids to be great young ladies. So the one thing that I want to make sure that you understand here is that when they're dropped off in our gym, that we are trying our best to guide and teach and encourage your daughter to be a strong individual young lady and to work toward her dreams and her goals, and we're here to help you do that.